Scott is a fuddy-duddy.
Yeah, probably. But it's tag time. It's like late on a Tuesday night. We don't have a tag up. We don't have anything up. We've got to film it and get it up quickly and speedily.
This could be uncensored, people.
Uncensored. There'll be no editing in here.
You'll see what we're really like.
Twats included.
Go. Come on. Questions. Answers.
No, we've got to introduce the tag first and shout people out.
Okay.
Got to do it properly.
Well, he's Scott and I'm Nell, and this is Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, and we're about to do a tag called what now?
The supermarket shopping book tag.
We're getting robbed.
That's
what's
that?
Happening. Who the fuck knows? The supermarket shop book tag. This sounds like a horror show. Given what we do for a living, this is just like smooshing our job into our playtime.
We don't actually go to supermarkets because we
are a supermarket.
Yeah, we own one. It's not. It's a van, but
it's home delivery. Whatever. You know what we mean. You've been here long enough. I'm going to assume you know who we are.
And if you haven't been here long enough, subscribe. At some point, we discuss books.
Who started the tag and who tagged us?
So it was started by Jason at Byways in Bookland. Jason is an Irish booktuber with an excellent accent, and he does literary fiction and stuff. If you haven't checked his channel out yet, check it out. And
Scott just likes all the accents.
I do like an accent. I like to click on it and I'm like, ooh, where is that from? And then listen to it, and then I go to the about page and I get really upset when they're like,
when you're wrong or when you're upset.
No, when they don't say. If you've got an accent and you don't have where you're from in your about section, shame on you. Also, you all have accents.
Carry on.
We were tagged by Kim at K Becker's Books.
Oh, yes. Hi, Kim.
Kim is one of our absolute favourite channels.
I don't have favourites anymore. I love you all.
Well, I have lots of favourites.
Yeah, okay.
If you haven't checked out Kim's channel, check her out. Links to both Kim and Jason's channel will be in the show notes.
Show notes. You're going to be one of those people now.
Fancy.
You're going to switch... Change it up.
I couldn't remember the actual word that we used.
Description.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we get into it? 1. Lists. Before going book shopping, including virtually, do you have a list?
Sort of. I have an ongoing wish list saved with one of the larger online retailers. And if I'm going book shopping, it's usually to find something I've just heard of just then and I want to read it right now. Or something similar. So what I will usually do is find the book that has prompted the shopping expedition. And then add a few books from my wish list.
Is that like a delivery fee psychology thing?
No, it's I don't save my pocket money like you do, Squirrel.
Ah, I see.
So we both get pocket money to spend on stuff that we don't consult each other about. And Scott squirrels his away. And I don't. I spend mine on books every week. I get to the end of the week, and if I haven't spent it, it gets spent on books.
And I randomly buy something that costs us $1,000.
Yeah. Different strokes.
I wouldn't know what a fucking list was. So that's something we're not going to edit out.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll just turn up on the website and shop off the top of my head, and that'll do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's how the list gets generated. I'll be watching BookTube and something will prompt me that I'll want to add that to the list, and then I will probably browse a bit and add things to the list while I'm there. So
I recently bought The Shadow King. I had no idea it had any affiliation with the Booker Prize. I bought it because I was just looking on the website.
And it sounded interesting.
And Marlon James said it was good. And I'm like, well, if Marlon James said it's good, it's probably good. I'll buy that one.
Yeah, okay.
And that was it. That was the rationale.
I mean, it sounds good to me.
I mean, let's face it, Marlon James is a good author.
I don't know, but...
He's good.
I don't listen to you.
Yeah, fair enough. Question 2. Oh, geez, we're 5 minutes in and we're only up to question 2. Fruit and veg. Good for the mind, good for the body. Recommend a book that you felt improved your physical or mental health.
Full Catastrophe Living. Everyone should read it.
Everyone should read it?
Yeah. Teaches you coping skills for this, shit world we live in.
Well, I've got 2 answers that taught me the same lesson in life, which isn't really physical or mental health, but is it's an important mental health lesson, I think.
Okay.
They taught it to me for very different reasons. Look, dog, we're filming. Please leave me alone. So the 2 books... He gave me his toy.
He's just holding it out of his reach and please leave me alone. I have your favourite object.
You shouldn't give it away so easily.
Alright, what's your 2 books?
So the 2 books are Naked Lunch by William Burroughs and Pale Fire by Vladimir Nabokov.
Was this lesson I don't like misogynists?
And that was certainly one of the lessons I learned from, but that's not... no, and that's nothing to do with Nabokov.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's one of those authors wrote Lolita and is not the misogynist.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't like either of those books quite strongly.
Yeah.
For very different reasons.
Yeah.
I didn't like Naked Lunch because it's fucking horrible and boring and should be set fire to.
Yeah.
And in no way should anybody ever call that literary fiction. They should just call that...
Yeah.
Yeah. And Pale Fire is this... Every time I describe Pale Fire, people are like, I'm going to buy this book. Pale Fire is a 1,000-line poem. And in the poem are all these footnotes, right? And the footnotes tell a story, but the story is out of order, and they link to other footnotes, and it's bloody crazy, right? And you can't read it chronologically, and the footnotes are written by a different person who wrote the poem, and the poem is a cool poem, and the footnotes are a murder mystery, and Nabokov is nuts for thinking of this, and I'm sure it is absolutely brilliant, but I didn't get it. Anyway, what these 2 books really taught me was it's all right if the book is like this acclaimed book to hate it.
Okay,
but
carry on.
I feel bad.
I just feel like that's the most tenuous. Anyway.
Yeah, all right. Well, I've spoken now.
We'll pretend Scott answered the question and not just talked about books he hates for 5 hours. What's next?
Tin goods. Regardless of the label on the cans, the contents are all too often bland. What is a tin can genre, or your tin can genre?
Romance.
Young adult.
Oh, I don't feel like that's a genre. I feel like that's an age group, but I'm not going to argue with you. What's the next question?
Yeah. Meat fish counter. Prepared by a skilled butcher fishmonger, just how you want it. Tell us about a book you felt was written just for you. Look, Meat Fish Counter, my one is kind of linked to that. I think Tender is the Flesh was written just for me.
Just for you.
Just for me. That's a book about eating people.
I'm probably going to go with Mad Adam because it really... it tickled my funny bone.
It tickled your funny bone?
Yeah, it funnied my tickle bone.
Funnied your tickle bone?
Yeah.
Baked goods. Bread is a staple for many around the world. Who is an author you can easily digest at any time of the day?
I feel like this is a really convoluted way to say, who do you auto-buy? And I've got a few. My newest one is Octavia Butler. I have a bit of a craze for her since reading Kindred. And probably the longest standing one is Catherine Kerr. Yeah.
Why do you like Catherine Kerr?
Easy, fun fantasy.
Easy, fun fantasy. Well, other than fantasy, I think easy and fun describes... Thanks, mate. Let's go this way, shall we? Tongue in my mouth. It's all right. Sorry. Easy, fun. I think that describes Duma, who I really enjoy. I find him very digestible and easy to read. Mm-hmm. And I think that fits the prompt. No, you're going to stay up here, mate, because you're making noise. Chilled section. Recommend a cool new author or book you recently discovered. Well, I recently discovered Marlon James. He is excellent. And then I bought a book he recommended, and I said about it earlier in the video. Marlon James is a Jamaican author who's gay, and he writes about, like, class and gang violence and women's issues and rape and murder and... Oh, it's like...
I'm going to say Natasha Pulley because I feel like she's one of my finds of the year. And... Yeah. Cool.
Frozen sections. Tell us about a book that gives you the shivers.
I'm gonna steal one of your previous answers and say Tender is the Flesh.
What's creepy about that book?
Just the cannibalism, darling.
Actually,
it really wasn't. It was his gift that made it creepy.
His gift?
The gift he received.
Oh, yes. At the very start of the book, when he is gifted a head.
Yes.
Yes. I feel like this is going along a theme here with my answer, because you've gone with Tender as a Flesh. I'm going to go with Han Can's The Vegetarian. This is a story about a lady who has a dream about meat and decides to become a vegetarian, and everybody sort of tries to take away her right to pick what she's eaten, calls her crazy, and she's basically abused at every step of this book until she develops a mental illness.
Awesome.
And it is creepy and horrible, and yeah, the line between being told what to do.
Oh, I should have said, as far as creepy goes, the yellow wallpaper.
Oh, that was a bit creepy.
That was really creepy.
Yeah. Beer, wines, and spirits. Name one book that you can read that makes you feel like... Sorry, name one of the first books you read that made you feel like an adult. Oh, what's with tenses in my mouth?
Too many drinks. I'm going to say Huck Finn. Huck Finn is... I was quite young when I read Huck Finn. And there was definitely language in it that I considered to be a bit naughty.
There's definitely language in it that is naughty now. Was it the same language that you would call naughty now?
Maybe. And there's like nudity and like there's stuff in it that's a bit grown up. And I think I was about 8 when I read it. And the other thing that I think made it feel a bit grown up is I bought it without either of my parents present. My dad's girlfriend and I went to a secondhand bookshop and she helped me pick a couple of sort of more adult books because I would read 10 books in a weekend and it was just ridiculous. So I guess she was trying to give me something a bit harder to slow me down.
10 books in a weekend?
Yeah, easy. Like I just used to...
Were they short? Were they like those choose your own adventure books?
No, but they were like definitely aimed at kids. Like I was 8. Like it was probably things like the Babysitter's Club and trash like that, you know. And I would just plow through them. And so she was like, I'll get you some harder stuff. But she used to read horror. So her book collection was not appropriate for me at all. But we went shopping together without my dad. And it felt very, you know, like unsupervised. And
Ooh.
Yeah.
That actually, that's a good experience to have.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I remember that weekend because I read Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer, and I started The Lord of the Rings. I started The Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
Yeah, and it was just like the weekend of me graduating to like a next level, I guess. With
You
reading.
were 8.
Yeah.
Did you follow The Hobbit with Lord of the Rings?
I didn't read Lord of the Rings until I was in grade 5, so that's
11, 10?
10 because I'm a youngin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it took me a little while to pick up Lord of the Rings after The Hobbit.
Yeah, because The Hobbit you could read as a youngster, but not Lord of the Rings. And,
Yeah.
Sweets and candy. What genre author is your indulgence when you need a little treat read? I'm going to say P.G. Wodehouse.
You do every time you're in a bad mood or a sad mood.
Yeah.
Or
if I
life
haven't
is hard.
slept properly, if something's gone wrong, I do go for somebody a little bit more basic, and I love to pick P.G. Wodehouse.
I would say probably whatever dystopian is on my radar is usually what I pick up if I want to treat myself a little bit.
So you would pick up, you've just finished Parable of the Soul, you'd pick up Parable of the Talents right now if you wanted a treat read?
No, I think on my radar right now, if I wanted a treat read, is, I can't see it, it's bright yellow. My Year of Meat, which is about someone who's paid by a meat company to do their marketing for a year. And that sounds quite bleak. So I'm interested in that.
Yeah. That actually, yeah. Is it dystopian?
It might be pushing the limits of that definition, but I having read the description, I think it is, yeah.
Right. Question 10. Magazine stands. If you read any magazines or journals regularly, share some titles with us.
I don't.
No.
No. I
Number
used to read the Fellowship of Australian Writers. They've got a magazine, and I used to subscribe to like a poetry. I don't know if it's not a journal, but like a periodical, I guess. But that was many years ago.
When I was 10 or 11, there was a magazine called The Unexplained, and it would like all these conspiracy theories about aliens and stuff. I used to really like that, but I was 10 or 11, which is about the age you should believe in those conspiracy theories. Hey, anybody, QAnon or whatever that thing is.
Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, but anyway. Now, the next one is, check out, we're done. We get to tag people, and you said that I have to do all the tags.
Yeah, Scott's in charge of tagging.
All right. I would like to tag BookTube with Simon, because he is like guaranteed to make me laugh.
Oh, guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
I dare you to make like the most deadpan. Just have this vision of him trying really hard to not make you laugh.
I'm not sure he's capable of doing deadpan without it being ironic.
Yeah.
And therefore, I will
hilarious.
laugh.
Yeah.
I would like to tag. I'm going to tag Josh from Josh's Bookish Voyage. I'm going to tag Una and Crypto at the Codex Cantina. And I'm going to tag... I'm going to need a lady.
A lady?
Yeah, because I've gone for all dudes.
Oh, that's unusual.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Courtney Ferreter. So, I don't know who's done this tag before or not. So, if you've already done hers, or whatever that thing that RuPaul says.
She's already had hers.
She's already had hers?
Something like that.
I don't know. It's very complicated.
Bad grammar, yes.
Yeah. If that's you, I'm sorry. I'm relatively sure none of them have done it, because I've watched their...
We're done. That's it. We did a tag. Check.
Look, it's shorter than 20 minutes if we press stop now. Bye.
Oh no, legitimately.